Welcome to the Rose Corner. Welcome to another night of discussion. Welcome to another night of discussion. I want to welcome my guest with us. He's no stranger to the Rose Corner, Mr. Ricardo Robinson in the building again. Night, Ricardo. All is well, how are you doing?
Wonderfully blessed, highly favored, rich in Christ, loving the moment. Always good to be on Rose Corner. If you haven't been on it, you're missing something. But Rose Corner is the place to be, my brother.
That's right. It is the place to be indeed. And it's good to have you. Good to have you with us.
Yes.
You were on when we were talking about the state of Jamaica last week, and now you're back on again to talk about an icon whose name is so popular amongst from the baby to the elder. Yes. So tonight we're going to be having a quick little discussion on the topic: should Bob Marley become the next national hero of Jamaica? And so that is where the discussion will entail this evening. So I want to welcome you, Mr. Robinson, to the show tonight.
Yeah.
Welcome. And I know you have a little bit to share on this, right?
Yeah.
And so the question to those that are watching, what do you think? Do you think that Bob Marley should become the next national hero of Jamaica? I will give you my 2 cents in a bit. And I think everybody quite know my answer to this question already. You know, it's a 3-letter word, an easy 3-letter word.
And what said, is it love? But I leave it for the viewers to hear those 3-letter words.
So we're talking about Bob Marley place in history, and I think there have been many books that have been written about Bob Marley and about the contribution that he has made, not just in Jamaica, but internationally. And indeed, he is an international icon. And a lot of persons would say that Bob Marley is the reason why our tourism industry has flourished over the years, because it has been the what they call it, the bread and butter of our tourism. When people hear Bob Marley around the world, they want to come to Jamaica just because of that rich history and culture of the legacy that Bob Marley left behind. Many people would say. I think when you look at persons who have made a contribution to our society, I think Bob Marley, is way up on the list. I think he's way up on the list. I think he's in the top 5. I think he's in the top 5 because a lot of persons come to know about this little island Jamaica because of Bob Marley music, and the contributions he made within the industry, and a lot of other artists who are now in the industry. Bob Marley was their role model. So I think his place in history is well cemented. And I saw a report a couple months ago where Bob Marley estate is still making millions of dollars. And it is Rita Marley, who is still alive, that is still getting those benefits. God bless her soul. Oh gosh, may she live many, many more years. But she's still reaping millions of dollars of the Bob Marley estate. So even though he's not with us physically, he's what he has left behind is still producing financial resources for his family. And so that in itself speaks volume. He has passed so many years now, but yet still his labels and his music, they're still being played across the world, and they call it the royalty deals. The family is still making millions of dollars of royalty of Bob Marley's music, merchandise, and so much more. What do you say, Ricardo? Where do you see Bob Marley place in history?
And I have to concur with what you have said in your opening statement.
Yeah.
Bob Marley plays a big role in history. I mean, there are few persons who can come up or match to Bob Marley status in this life. And as you said, you don't have to go too far around the world to find out which two other persons. And there's several persons, but I'm just going to mention two persons who could match up to Bob Marley status. And obviously Michael Jackson is one.
Absolutely.
Michael Jackson is one. And then our own Usain Bolt. I know that will be up for discussion, but I just use those two persons now as an example. Say Bob Marley's status in history is well cemented.
Absolutely.
His impact and his contribution to not only Jamaica but to the global world.
That's right.
It's phenomenal, and trust me, there's no question about his impact and his contribution to society at large. And trust me, there is no question and there's no reason why we cannot find enough substance to say that these persons don't deserve something phenomenal in history.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I remember the member of parliament from St. Anne, Lisa Anna, had made a table something in parliament. I believe it was in April, May, June, thereabout, for Bob Marley to be named a national hero. She did that in parliament, and she laid out the case, from his birth and the contributions he had made and in the music industry. And I'm surprised that the government has not taken it up as yet. And we are entering into, we're soon into 2023. So, I mean, from she have tabled it in parliament, early up in the year, there's no been no, and I thought that the government would have acted upon it before the independence, but they did not. But, I said to myself, you have other countries who are labeling certain people as national hero. And I mean, Bob Marley has done far more than them. And he has not gotten that recognition. I think Jamaica is a little bit behind. Won't you say the same?
Yeah, definitely. But and just to put it in context for our viewers, they would want to know what criteria is required for us in Jamaica to give person a national hero versus those other countries who go ahead. And we're not saying those other countries just do it willy-nilly.
Because there must be a process, right?
There have to be a process.
Right.
And I would not say those countries just take up a US dollar and just said, do you care for a George Washington or a Teddy Roosevelt?
Right.
But one would have to say that there has to be some criteria. And as you hinted earlier, that Lisa and I did lay out a case in Parliament, and it is shocking.
Absolutely shocking.
We have not come forward in this country to say, here what? Is it that we settle this argument once and for all, or we promote it and say there is a case to look into this? Because trust me, there is a case. There is a case, and I think Jamaica should take this seriously, because but what this has done for us now, Chris, knowing that it takes such a slow pace for the government on the day to take a look at it, it gives us as people to promote this, because guess what? We have not yet settled off on switching from this king. Absolutely. Now the queen has passed, and now is the king, head of state. So I would suggest that going into a republic, Jamaica, then Bob Marley could be that first hero as a republic, Jamaica.
That's a good way to look at it. Yes. And I guess probably that's why the government has not really sort of take Lisa and tabling so seriously, because remember Andrew said that he's looking to along with the Attorney General to sort of change the constitution.
Yes.
So I guess because that those processes that's not completed as yet, probably that's why they have not done that That's a good point. That's good. That's a good thing that you mentioned tonight.
Definitely, and it's fair. And for those who are watching, let us let them understand this, Chris, that we're not against government policies, right? And if first want to understand where we are coming from with this, we understand the criteria. So persons who may not know, they could just go on GIS website and look at the criteria for what is required for a national hero. And Bob Marley has met
all of
those
them.
requirements.
Yes.
He built Jamaica.
Yeah.
As the scripture would say, the wise man built his house on a rock. While the other built his house on a sun, and when the flood comes in, it's going. But Bob Marley did lay that foundation on the rock, because up till today's day, my, that album, the Exodus.
Yes.
Hold it. I don't want to get warm now. It's the roast corner.
Oh yes, my brother. Well said. Yes. And as relates to the music, I mean, absolutely, we would agree that the music from Bob Marley time to now has changed.
Yes.
Even in reggae, there's been changes, to the whole formulation of the music. But up to this day, I still appreciate the music that Bob Marley did. I still listen to them, and I mean, when you listen to them, man, you also want to rock and roll, and it's positive music. It was music of the time, and some of them still resonate today. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That is it. And let us look on two of the criteria here, Chris. I just want to throw it in for our viewers to understand. Is that one of the criteria is that it have to be a person who born in Jamaica.
That's right.
Right? And has been a citizen of this country in order to gain that national hero.
Right.
And Bob Marley, born in Jamaica, in St. Ann. I think it's 7 or 9 miles to be exact, in St. Ann. Right? I know that they have recently used Kingston more than his original birthplace in St. Ann. I know the persons them in that 7 or 9 mile years of St. Ann probably are pretty much upset that not much has done in that parish. But we do understand that Bob Marley is for Jamaica, but one of the criteria is that he's a citizen of this country, and he pays fair share of tax when he was alive.
That's right.
Right? As America would say, I'm a citizen of this country and I pay my fair share of tax. So he's a citizen of this country. The second criteria is that the person has to build and deliver a wealthy contribution to the society. And in that criteria, there's a lot to unpack. I know that we may not go into everything, but for those who are watching, can look at it. But when you become a hero, your contribution to nation building is paramount. And Bob Marley did that, not only in his music, but if person understand his lifestyle and how he approached things. The famous one was in the 70s when he had that One Love Peace concert in the National Stadium, getting the two leaders, the GLP leaders and the PNP leaders to shake hands and that's
a phenomenal moment in the history of Jamaica that up to today people still remember that in their brain. Yeah,
of course. As and person would have known that Michael Manley in the back in the day. Love is jacket, that jacket he always wear.
Right. I call it the one suit. Because the only suit in the house.
Yes, it's one suit. The name just elude me. I try to remember that the name that they refer to that jacket is right here, but it's not coming out. It's me, but it will come back to me before we close off here. But his contribution to society is evident, and trust me, if you look at the history of Bob Marley, it is clear. One journalist on RGR back in the 80s, said that Bob Marley should do less talking when he usually use the words I and I this, I and I that. It
Yes.
never will be, to be exact. It is a Bob Marley should stop less talking and more singing, because persons hear him clearly in his
Right.
songs in a strictly
Right.
English, the Queen's language at the day, more
Right.
than talking and say I and I this and I and I, this I. But at
Right.
the end of the day, we see the contribution that Bob Marley has provided in this country. When he
Absolutely.
tours,
Mhm.
he brings a lot of wealth in
Yes,
terms
to the
of the
island.
tourism market
Mhm.
here in
Yes.
Jamaica.
Yes.
Not only by his music, but his lifestyle that you see persons in Japan,
Yeah.
Germany, the whole lifestyle, the whole holistic approach here changed, the whole love and the vibration and
Yeah.
the attitude of human, to love each other and care for each other.
Right.
It's
Right.
evident. It's evident.
It's evident. It is evident. And so, and so, I echo the same message that it is time.
Yes.
It's time that the leaders of this country no longer make it a political issue. Now is the
Yes.
time not for them to delay either. And, for this to happen, that, insert his name in that book as the national hero of Jamaica,
Yes, and Chris, and when this issue arise a few weeks, months, or years ago, and still today, there were several names put forward.
Yes.
And I was saying to myself that, I mean,
even Miss Louise Bennett name was mentioned.
She was one that I was saying that if Bob Marley cannot get it, then I would echo the sentiment and support for Louise Bennett, and also Mary C. Cole. That woman, trust me, words can't even express those two fine Jamaican. Well, at the time, it was a British colony, but Mary C. Cole, if you go to the University of the West Indies, you have seen that section of the building that named after her, and the contribution that she did for Jamaica and nation building in the hotel sector. Trust me, it's a lot. And we have not heard anybody talk about Mary C. Cole. But if I have to be biased, Chris, if those persons cannot get heirship, I have to be biased. My native parish, the parish of St. Mary, I would have to say Chief Taki, who fought that revolutionary fight for gaining independence and slavery, abolishment of slavery in Port Maria.
You're going to have to make that argument in the Senate on next Friday.
I have to be biased. And if Bob Marley cannot get it, then let us opt over to the parish of St. Mary and support Chief Taki, And that's why they named the school, Taki High School in Gale, to be exact. But this is a serious issue.
Yes, absolutely.
We are facing here. And I think Jamaica really need to take a serious look. And I think Jamaica was taken aback when we see our neighboring island of Barbados named Rihanna by Prime Minister Mia Motley, which is a bright lady, a wonderful lady, and a respectable Prime Minister of Barbados. Let the country know that we are moving forward, and there are going to be some tough decisions to be made. And this is one of it. We're going to name Rihanna national hero, and we're going to take away this queen and becomes a republic, follow suit, right after Trinidad, Barbados. Then the question is this: is Jamaica and Guyana going to leave in the pipeline? We can't leave in the pipeline with this issue. We have to come out of the pipeline, let some river water from Yalas or from the YS Fall in St. Elizabeth flow through the pipeline, and Bob Marley can come and say, freedom!
That's a good way to put it, brother.
That's
a good way to put it, my brother. So
yes.
On the Rose Corner, that Mr. Robinson and I agree on this,
Yes.
that Bob Marley should indeed be named the next national hero of Jamaica, without a doubt. And so that is the conclusion we have come to tonight. And I echo the same thing that you have just mentioned, Mr. Robinson, that when the government is considering national heroes, it should be people, who have really made that dent in the society. Not some fancy names that, serious people that may really make some contribution. You call them like the founders of the land.
Yes. Absolutely right.
That's why I did mention Miss Louise Bennett. I mean,
yes.
A phenomenal woman that have done so much.
And Chris, the thing about the Louise Bennett was so many Jamaicans fail to understand and appreciate of the stellar and hard work that she puts in with the language.
Yes, the
to make a patois sound so sweet.
Yes.
And acceptable in our own self-esteem, that we are not to be ashamed of our own native language. That is the first language from our birth.
That's right. And in the memory of Miss Louise Bennett. Long time, yeah, we never see you.
Yeah.
Come at me, hold your hand. Teenage drunk us, don't mind Long live Louise.
Yes. And what person must understand that in the 50s and the 60s, Louise Bennett did do some hard work.
That's right.
And to convince the British people and the British Jamaicans in the country of Great Britain that, listen to me, this country, Jamaica, with our language is key. And we're not to be ashamed of our own languages.
And to our work, our work is like, it was like, it is a unique language that you must be proud of.
It's a unique language.
That's right.
I mean, every country have their own unique language. For example, when you look at the language of person who speaks Spanish, I mean, the dialect is different from Argentina to those in Spain, in Europe,
even in France,
or Venezuela, Costa Rica. So there are some nuances with the language, that differ at times, but the same meaning. But the way our persons probably express those words in sentences and to present their cases. But trust me, there's no question or any doubt who should be the next national hero. And I suspect after Jamaica becomes republic, then we should see the 8th national hero of Jamaica proclaim. Not a man with something in his hands, but a man singing, and we can say, yes, this is it.
He said, not Peter Phillips.
No, not Peter Phillips. I would prefer go for Peter Touch. I said, come Peter Touch. Come along with Bob.
Yes.
With that train and the stone in the glass.
Say no further, my brother. Say no further.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of another discussion this evening. We hope you have enjoyed it as much as we have enjoyed it tonight. Indeed, we agree, and we hope you agree as well, that indeed the next national hero of Jamaica should be the legendary, the icon, Bob Marley. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with a friend, and remember to tell a friend about the Rose Corner here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you soon with another discussion very soon again. Any last words, Mr. Roberts?
Continue to tune in to Rose Corner. Rose Corner is the place to be. Dynamic, interested. Words cannot explain, but once you tune into Rose Corner, there's something for us to learn and to be impacted by.
Absolutely. Well said, my brother. Well said. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Remember to share the video, leave a comment below. Let us tell us what you think about the discussion this evening. God bless you all. And may God bless Jamaica, land we love. One love.
Peace.